all these things terribly, terribly, undignifyingly wrong. So do I need therapy? Do we all need therapy because we function differently and we need to conform to fitting in? I don't know. I probably do need therapy, but not for those reasons of fitting in, probably because of all the trauma that has been caused by being late diagnosed, meaning undiagnosed for most of my life and misunderstood. I've always worked on improving communication. That's what they tell everyone with autism. You need to work on improving your communication, when really we just have a different operating system, like Windows and the Apple operating systems. They're just different. They end up being able to perform and do the same thing, but I don't know, speaking different languages means we just need to translate better instead of trying to fix how autistic people communicate all the time. And also they put in most of the effort to bridging that communication gap, because we're in the minority, which isn't inherently fair, which is another thing that pisses us off, by the way. I have self-harmed before, I have cut before, I've got the scars to prove it, and I didn't have help with that because no one understood that this was part of my neurodivergences, being untreated and not having any therapy or help or enough rest. Autistic people are said to struggle with change, and we do, but at the same time ADHD loves new adventures, so sometimes there is a bit of a pendulum and I don't quite know which side it's going to swing. Same with the clutter. ADHD just leaves clutter everywhere because I'm hyper-focused and I'm doing shit and I don't have time to deal with it, but then my autism, or part of me at least, gets overwhelmed with the clutter and can't function because of it, and then I need to get rid of it, but I can't start, and then I'm having a lot of problems and a lot of feelings. There's of course hypersensitivity, which is, as you see, at the center of a lot of things that can go wrong. There's the need to retreat into oneself with autism and to have a lot of downtime to decompress, and if we're not given that, we can have panic attacks or meltdowns or be incredibly irritable and sometimes have a lot of mood swings. Of course, same with ADHD, like a lot of these things overarch, and it was just for a visual, I don't know, part of my brain that likes to put things in the right order, try to order it, but a lot of it applies to both the autism and the ADHD side, of course. And of course, that need to retreat often and to rest often is really, really difficult for my side of the brain that loves to be adventurous and creative and meet people, and it has at times made me feel very, very lonely. And of course, all these emotions that come out of this jumble of a brain, sometimes feeling mad, sometimes feeling depressed, anxious, all these feelings lead to exhaustion. All these feelings lead to meltdowns so bad that I sometimes still now want to die. And I've had these difficulties all my life, never understanding what the frick was wrong with me. But now I understand life stresses have an incredible big cost on this complex being and brain that I am. And sometimes in the form of insomnia, sometimes in the form of pain, exhaustion, strong emotions, depression, sometimes meltdowns, as long as I remember that they pass and don't revert back to old bad habits. But yeah, this is her, the late diagnosed adult AuDHD woman. This is what I'm gonna call this piece. And as things would have it, it all worked out for the best. I eventually got the diagnosis and I'm starting to understand all of this at least as far as anyone can ever understand, the complex miracle that is one human brain and one person, while I'm also trying to understand the other people around me that are equally as complex and miraculous. So I hope this was an interesting insight in my brain, and yeah, let me know what you think.